And in Seattle to take on Gonzaga a week from tomorrow night. Final home game until the 11th of December. Amari Williams in the center circle, opposite 6'10" Cesar Edwards. Batted around, finally controlled by Kentucky, and Hamilton will pick up Butler as he comes into front court. Georgia State's man-to-man. Pass the ball down to Williams in the right corner, hands it to Robinson, lobbed it back to Williams, and passed a little behind him, or Amari wasn't ready for it. Either way, it's a turnover. Nutter in front court for Georgia State, guarded by Owe. Pass to his right to Hamilton. Hamilton bounces it to Edwards at the right elbow. One dribble, hands it back to Nutter. Nutter comes into the free throw line, then backs out. Pass right side to Hamilton. Bounce feed into Edwards. Edwards spins into the lane with a 6-footer that's good. Georgia State's on the board first. Very methodical offensive first possession for the Panthers, and they get a jumper from Edwards to take the lead. Owe at the top of the circle. Goes down the left side of the lane. He's cut off. Now he goes down there again. Lost the ball. Dives on the floor, but he can't come up with it. It's a turnover for Kentucky as Nutter digs it out. Throws it ahead to Lane in front court right side. Lane bounces it back over to Nutter on the left wing. Nutter not a big three-point threat, so they give him space. He comes into the lane, angles right, flips it up, won't go, but a foul on Owe. And that's one of the keys Mark Pope talked about at shoot-around with us today, Goose, is could Ortega play without fouling? And Mark is motioning to Owe from the sideline about moving his feet and keeping his hands straight up in the air. Nutter goes to the line for the 51st time this season.
Yeah, he is a very, very crafty player.
No good off the back iron.
And he will figure out ways to get an advantage on you. I thought Owe did a good job that time of standing in front of him, but brought that arm down. That's going to be quite a challenge.
Second one for Nutter is good. 1 out of 2. Georgia State with a 3-0 lead here at Rupp Arena. Full court pressure from the Panthers, but they back out after Kentucky gets it in, and Butler drives it up into front court. Butler out deep on the right side. Goes down the sideline, cut off, floats a pass to Williams, 15 feet out right of the lane. Carr cuts through, posting up, but they can't get it to him. Handoff back to Butler, driving, baseline right, pump fake, goes up, scores. Got in deep.
He wanted some contact on that one as he used the pump fake to get the defense up in the air. I thought one of them came down on top of him, but didn't get the whistle.
3-2 Georgia State. Bounce pass to Edwards, almost stolen by Owe. Edwards backing down Carr, spins to the baseline with a jump hook, short. And the rebound claimed by Edwards. Out to Lane, 18-footer right side, rims out, and Carr grabs the rebound but falls down. Loose ball, Carr comes up with it. He's rolling around on the floor right under the basket, and the ball touched the baseline in the scramble, and it'll be back to Georgia State.
Well, that's exactly how they're going to play. They're going to bring it to Kentucky, and especially on both backboards. They're going to try to rebound this game and have a huge advantage in that category.
They averaged 13 offensive rebounds a game. They had 18 in their loss to Mississippi State. Out front, a foul on Kentucky as they were trying to get it to Lane at the top of the key. Jackson Robinson coming from behind, tried to knock it away, but he's called for Kentucky's first foul of the night.
They're trying to force the pressure, force the tempo. Kentucky is. So if you get put some pressure on them, that'll be the way to do it.
Comes into Nutter. He's only 1 of 7 from the three-point line, so Owe's giving him space out there when he's beyond the arc. They feed it into Edwards, left of the lane, backing down on Carr, turns to the baseline, shoots over Carr, missed it. Rebound Owe. Carr did a good job of holding his ground. Owe skips into front court, gives it to the trailer Williams. He walks to the left elbow, hands it to Robinson, curls into the paint with a floater that goes in. Soft touch. Kentucky's first lead, 4-3.
And it looks like Kentucky's trying to simplify things for Amari. He had some turnovers again last game trying to force stuff.
6 turnovers in that game. Leads Kentucky in turnovers for the season. Bounce pass down to Nutter. Comes into the lane. Fall away 10-footer. No good. That was good defense.
Very nice defense. Stayed down. Kept his hands up in the air.
Cats in front court. Williams top of the circle. Dribbles right, now comes back left, hands it to Robinson. Down the lane, right-hand runner, good. 2 in a row for Jackson Robinson.
Glad to see him off the three-point line creating.
2 buckets in a row for the BYU transfer who played for Mark Pope last season. 6'3", Kentucky. Hamilton, right wing, launches a 3, missed it. And a rebound claimed by Williams. Fans thought Edwards fouled Carr, and he did, but he got away with it. And here's a foul in backcourt as Hamilton tried to come down and challenge the handoff to Butler, and Hamilton picks up Georgia State's first foul.
Boy, it's a lot of contact in there, and no whistles in favor of the Cats around that basket yet.
6'3", Kentucky as it comes into Lamont Butler. Walking forward with a left-hand dribble. Goes down the lane, a path to the rim, gets in low, no, jammed in on the follow, but it won't count. Amari Williams followed Butler and jammed in the miss, but they called the foul before the putback jam on Edwards, his first, team second.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Edwards to stay on the floor also. He's 6'10", averages 11 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, so he's going to be real key. They don't go into their bench very deep.
2 shots for Butler. First one rattles out, no good.
Don't want to get that started again where they struggle from the free throw line.
Yes. Lamont struggled the first half Tuesday night, and you noticed he had a lot of shots up at halftime, and they shot it much better in the second half. The second one's good. 1 out of 2 for Butler. Kentucky's lead is 7-3. Comes into Nutter. Over to Hamilton. Kentucky extending its defense into backcourt, but Georgia State handles it. Hamilton left side, bounce pass down to Edwards on the baseline. Always got him. Edwards trying to back him down. Turns with a right-hand jump hook, good.
And sometimes you just have to let the guy score. I know you don't want to, but OA does not need to pick up another foul here.
Edwards at 6'10", had the size advantage, took advantage of it. 7-5 Kentucky. Robinson left wing, dumps it down to Butler on the baseline. He curls into the paint, steps back, bounce feed to Williams, left to the lane. Williams drops it, goes out, picks it up, throws it over to Carr. Carr with 9 to shoot, gives it right side to Butler. Quick 3, no good. And a foul on the rebound against Kentucky's Amari Williams. In the battle for the rebound, they call Williams for the foul, his first, team second. Gets us to the media timeout with 15:42 to play. 7-5, Kentucky leads Georgia State here on the UK Sports Network.
BBN Game Day. It's your weekly look inside UK athletics. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on LEX 18 and stations across the state. Check ukathletics.com/UK Sports Network for stations and times in your area. BBN Game Day.
Hey, Wildcat fans! Little Caesars, the home of hot and ready pizza, invites you to try our world-famous Crazy Bread with crazy sauce, Caesar wings, Italian cheese bread, and our new cookie dough brownie dessert. At Little Caesars, we begin each day with dough made fresh from scratch, fresh, never frozen cheese, and the tastiest toppings. Little Caesars is also a proud partner of UK Athletics and an enthusiastic member of Big Blue Nation. So go Cats!
Pizza, pizza.
Right corner, 3-ball, got it!
Tune into the UK Healthcare Mark Pope Show on the UK Sports Network. Join the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach, and head coach Mark Pope as they take questions from the Big Blue Nation.
Another 3, got it! My goodness!
Join them at 6 p.m. every Monday night throughout the entire basketball season.
Just jammed it in on the putback.
Check your local listings for the UK Sports Network affiliate in your area.
Finished it with a left hand off the glass.
BBN Game Day. It's your weekly look inside UK athletics. Saturdays at 9 a.m. on LEX 18 and stations across the state. Check ukathletics.com/UK Sports Network for stations and times in your area. BBN Game Day.
Today's broadcast presented by Hourglass Aesthetics, where beauty meets science. Visit hourglasslex.com to shop their Black Friday gift card sale. Spend $100, get a $120 gift card. 15:42 left first half. Kentucky with a 7-5 lead. They've gotten up only 4 shots, but made 3 with 2 turnovers. 0 for 1 on threes. Georgia State has missed 5 of its first 7 shots. They do not get a ton of their points from the three-point line. They are generally trying to get it in closer and get their shots more in the two-point shot and get to the free throw line a lot.
Yeah, another thing they try to do to get more shot attempts is to go chase that first missed shot down. They already have 2 offensive rebounds in this game. No second chance points. But what that does for them is it takes away opportunities for Kentucky to get out on the break. So rebounding the basketball is going to be big.
Kobe Brea, Ansley Almanor check in for Kentucky.
And Ansley will play a lot of center position tonight.
With Brandon Garrison not available this evening at that 5 spot for Kentucky. Bounce pass to McMullen, right of the circle. He faces up on Almanor. Dribbles once, needs help, throws it back out front to Malachi Brown, who's checked in. He comes off a screen, gets into the key, dumps it down low to Edwards, juggles it and loses it. Almanor picks it up, a steal for Kentucky. Butler up the left side, gives it to the trailer Almanor. He goes to his left, hands it to Robinson, juggles it, gathers it in, throws it over to Carr right at the circle, hands it to Brea. 15 on the shot clock. Brea back to Carr. Carr along the right baseline. Pivots, lays it up and in with the left hand. Pretty post move down low.
Very good patience there by Carr.
Great footwork. Are very comfortable, as you've noted before, Goose, with his back to the basket.
I like him down there.
Nutter, left wing, 3, good. Only his second one of the season. They left him open there, and he takes advantage of it.
Well, they're going to shoot him.
9-8, favor of Kentucky. Butler out deep on the right side, harassed by Brown. Hits Robinson. Robinson gets into the lane and then lost the ball, so he was trying to throw back to Carr, and he lost it. It's another Kentucky turnover. Here comes Georgia State up into front court. Lane pulls up with a transition 3 that's no good. Rebounded by Butler. Butler drives it down the middle of the floor. Puts it behind his back. Goes left. Layup good.
Nice. Boy, just kept that dribble alive, Tom. Weaving and bobbing back and forth and saw the lane open up.
Went coast to coast. It's 11-8 Kentucky. Nutter rattles one in from the left elbow. Came open off a screen. He's got 6. Averages 17 a game. Kentucky by 1, 11-10. Under 14 to play in the first half. Carr walks it to the left wing and gives it up to Butler. Butler comes into the paint, hesitates, throws it back to Carr. Open, left wing, 3, no. Long rebound to the corner, chased down by Brown, and here comes Georgia State. Pass ahead to Nutter, racing down the left side. Goes into the lane, lost the ball, a turnover. Kentucky's got it going the other way. Robinson to the rim, puts it in. 6 for Jackson Robinson, 13-10 Kentucky.
Another kind of slow break for Kentucky. It wasn't rushed, but they just waited for that shot to develop.
Nutter walks it into front court. Takes it left, now gives it back to Edwards. High post jumper, no good off the back iron. Rebound Almanor. 7 minutes in, it's 13-10 Kentucky. Robinson up the right side. Stops when he comes into front court. Gives it to Almanor in the middle, to Carr. Left side, hands it off to Butler. Butler into the lane, gets to the 10 and puts it in.
He's so strong. His upper body is just so strong. He keeps those smaller defenders out of his way.
Nobody able to stop Butler on those drives, and he has scored 7 points to lead Kentucky, 15-10 Cats. Pass to Edwards at the right elbow, loses it. Butler picks it up. Cats on the run. Pass left side, Brea wide open. No. Long rebound out to Carr. Pass to the right corner. Almanor, his 3, money.
Yeah, boy.
Timeout, Georgia State. Kentucky with a 7-0 run to open up its biggest lead of the night at 18-10. Timeout on the floor with 12:25 to play in the first half on the UK Sports Network.
College basketball.
Deep 3 right side.
And football.
Touchdown!
We've got it all covered on SEC Radio Channel 374.
I'm fired up about it.
All this month, hear coverage that just means more.
That's where you get the good stuff.
Reactions and analysis.
This might be the most fun offense.
Interviews with coaches and players.
Dawn Staley.
Women's basketball can be a revenue-producing sport.
Live games. And you.
I was jumping up and down in my living room.
Listen to SEC Radio anytime with the Sirius XM app.
Give back this holiday season and join the fight against hunger. With SiriusXM and Why Hunger's annual donation drive. Bid on items signed by Dave Matthews Band, LL Cool J, Pearl Jam, and many more. Meet country superstar Carrie Underwood at her Reflection residency at Resorts World Las Vegas. Or simply donate. Go to SiriusXM.com/Hungerthon now.
Is there any trip more delightfully unpredictable than a road trip? After all, who knows where the road will take you? Who knows where you'll stay? Will it be that no-name hotel that says no to every request?
No, you'll have to find the elevators yourself.
Or maybe the one with the extra stale Danish for breakfast.
I think I broke a tooth.
When you want a place you can always rely on wherever the road takes you, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hampton by Hilton. Don't forget about our free hot breakfast.
Hilton, for the stay.
12:25 left first half. Kentucky jumps out to an 18-10 lead. And we just saw our key scholarship key play of the game. Brea missed a wide open three, a very rare occurrence, but the rebound went all the way out beyond the three-point line, right to Carr, who saw Almanor wide open in the right corner, and he moved the ball to him, and Ansley drained it for his 8th 3 in 19 attempts this season. Since 1999, $532 million in scholarships and grants funded by lottery proceeds have been used right here at UK. The Kentucky Lottery truly is fueling imagination and funding education.
Well, Kentucky with their first and only offensive rebound of this game, it turns into not a two-point basket, but it turns into a three-point basket because Georgia State is very concerned about Kentucky's three-point shooting.
Kirk Kriisa, Colin Chandler have checked in for Kentucky with Almanor, Brea, and Williams, who's back in. Pass comes right side to Lane. Quick threes in the air, missed everything, but the long rebound comes way out near the timeline to Brown. But it didn't hit the rim, so shot clock's down at 10 seconds. Brown works his way into the lane, pivots, but he can't get a shot. Over to Lane. 3 to shoot. Throws it into the paint. And shot clock goes off before they could get a shot up. Justin Archer was trying to find the ball as he drove it, kind of lost the handle, and the shot clock ran out on him. That's 4 turnovers now for the Panthers.
And that defense was aggressive right from the time they crossed half court. You shoot a contested shot, it's an air ball, so you don't get to reset that shot clock.
Kirk Kriisa drives it down the right side for Kentucky. Right in front of Coach Jonas Hayes of Georgia State. Williams at the high post, hands it to Kriisa. Goes down the lane, finds himself wide open, and flips it up and in.
Thought it was too open, man. Nobody there. He shot a little floater, could have taken it right onto the backboard.
9 straight for the Cats. They've doubled the score at 20-10. Nutter right side, fires it out to Lane. Over to Clash Peters, who's checked in. He hands it back to Lane. Lane curls to the left elbow. Jumper spins around and stays in. Lane's first bucket, 20-12, Kentucky.
Yeah, but he's a really, really good shooter.
Williams walks left, hands it to Brea, and a whistle and a foul on Amari Williams as he did the dribble handoff. He's called for a moving screen as Nutter hit the deck, and that's 2 on Williams. So with 2 fouls, he'll go to the bench with Kentucky picking up its 3rd. And remember, Brandon Garrison's not playing tonight, so Kentucky's a little thin at that 5 spot. Carr checks back in.
Yeah, that is a big-time foul right there because he'll probably be gone for the rest of the first half.
We go into 11 minutes to play in this opening half at Rupp Arena. Pass comes right side to Lane, who hands it to Brown. Brown comes into the high post with a jumper that's no good. Kirk Kriisa fell down trying to track him. Shots missed. Kentucky's got it. Kriisa right side out to Brea. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul on Georgia State.
I'm really
going to go against Archer.
I'm really surprised they didn't call the screen on this other end of the floor because they had the moving screen. They had just called it against Kentucky. Really surprised they didn't blow that.
Archer's first, 3 on Georgia State.
Oh, boy.
Gets it into Carr in the left corner. Carr comes into the lane, backing down on Peters, getting some bumps, but goes up and can't finish. Carr taps it out, but it comes into the hands of Archer. Boy, Peters was bumping Carr every time he dribbled. Here's Brown. 3-ball, left side is good. Malachi Brown, 9 of them this season on 26 attempts. Second 3 of the night for Georgia. Quickly the other way for Georgia State. Almanor puts it in. Kentucky beat him down the floor that time. So it's 22-15 Kentucky. Brown out deep on the right side. Bounce pass to Peters at the top. One dribble, he hands it to Nutter. 10 minutes to play in the half. Over to Lane on the left side. Penetrates, 15-footer, no good. Rebound tapped up and controlled by Almanor. Outlet to Creasa. Cross court. Chandler drives and scores. Great look from Creasa as he came up the left side. He threw a diagonal pass that hit Chandler right in stride for a layup.
Back-to-back looks up the floor for easy layups by Creasa.
Here's Nutter. Jumper right, left side. Airballed it. And Kentucky forces a missed shot that goes out of bounds. Oway back in. Almanor out with 9:35 to play. The Cats lead it 24-15 as they come back on the attack.
Kentucky really small right now, man. As Ansley Almanor goes out of the game.
You run that floor when Kerr Crease is out there, he'll find you.
You better get out there, man.
Carr at the top of the key. Gives it up to Oway. Oway down the right side of the lane. Banks it up. Rolls over the rim and no good. Rebounded by Archer for Georgia State. Here come the Panthers. Brown down the right side of the lane. Cut off. Takes it all the way down to the baseline. And a foul called against Kentucky for the reach in. It's Chandler. His first. Team fourth. Fifth, excuse me.
Active hands by Kentucky. They've been caught reaching in just a little bit.
Malachi Brown on the right baseline to play it in for Georgia State. Comes to Hamilton in the corner. Chandler closes out quick to keep Hamilton from shooting the 3. They get it to Archer at the left elbow. Hands it to Nutter. Drives and scoops it up and in. Nutter with 8 points. 24-17. Brea open right side. Lets it fly. Comes up short. Rebounded by Georgia State. Brea's missed 2. Here's Brown down the middle of the floor. Goes right at Carr. Flips it up and in. Count it. And a foul on Andrew Carr. His first, team 6th. Malachi Brown's only 6'1", but he got in deep, almost right under the basket where Carr was kind of buried, and he put his left shoulder into his chest and then kept the ball on the right side to flip it up and in.
Well, they're just simply pushing the ball up the floor, as Kentucky has done 2 or 3 times, but they are pushing it up the floor using their quickness. Kentucky with not a lot of resistance in the paint.
Chandler out, Robinson back in for the Cats. Free throw good to complete the 3-point play for Brown. He's got 6 off the bench. 24-20. Carr stops and hits a 3 from the top of the circle. Just his 4th one of the season in 9 attempts.
And that was a big part of his game, being able to stretch the floor, but they defend him nicely out there.
So then they play in the 5 spot now. Here's Hamilton on the top of the circle. Bounce pass to Archer at the right elbow. Cross court it goes to Brown. 12 on the shot clock. Nutter driving left baseline. Cut off by Brea. Throws it out to Brown. 7 to shoot. Brown tracked by Creasa. Brown pulls up with a deep 3. Airballed it. Rebound Brea. Brea jogging up the left side. Looking to find Carr down low. Carr has to come out to the left wing to get it. Back to Brea. 3. Around and out. No good. He's missed all 3. Georgia State's got it. 27-20 Kentucky. Nutter guarded by Brea. Comes into the lane. Picks up his dribble. Throws it out to Brown. Fakes the 3. Back over to Nutter. He'll launch a 3. No good. Rebounded by Creasa. 2-hand pass to Brea. Brea shovels it to the right corner to Robinson. 3. No good. Rebound Georgia State.
Oh, tough break right there. Kentucky gets nothing.
Brown drives it up into front court. Kicks it left side to Hamilton. Jab step, 7:30 to play in the half. Drives it down the left sideline. Cut off by Robinson. He spins, comes to the left elbow. Cross court pass to Nutter. Driving right baseline, flips up a shot, no good. But he draws the foul on Kobe Brea, and that's his first. The team's 7th. So Nutter will go to the free throw line for 2 shots when we come back. Timeout on the floor with 7:22 to play in the first half. 27-20. Kentucky leads Georgia State on the UK Sports Network.
If
If you're a part of Big Blue Nation, then you need to listen to Clark's Pump and Shop BBN Radio on the UK Sports Network. Airs Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. immediately following the UK Healthcare Mark Stoop Show. It's a 1-hour insider's look at UK athletics, hosted by Darren Hedrick, and a rotating cast of coaches, players, and your favorite UK Sports Network personalities.
Victory! Kentucky!
Get inside the program with Clark's Pump and Shop BBN Radio, Monday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. on the UK Sports Network.
Whoa. Before you use that backhoe, where's the gas line? And where's your wallet? Because you hit a gas line and it's going to cost you. Not to mention that it's also very dangerous. Okay, now, where's your phone? Good. Call 811 before you dig. One call, and you'll know where to dig every time. So call 811. No problems, no accident, no fines. Oh, and it's the law.
Hey, BBN, Coach Pope here. Our program's mentality is relentless 24/7 work. Total dedication every day. It's what it takes to raise banners. And it's what it takes to tackle the Commonwealth's biggest healthcare challenges. Big Blue determination. It's why UK Healthcare is the #1 hospital in Kentucky and the official healthcare partner of UK Athletics.
Game day all season long. It airs Saturday mornings at 9 on WLAX in Lexington. Check ukathletics.com/UK Sports Network for TV affiliates and times in your area. If you're outside the state, you can watch at ukathletics.com/videos or on the Kentucky Wildcats Facebook page.
Again, Tom, as I'm going to keep an eye on this rebound category. If Kentucky can rebound the ball off of their defensive end of the floor, they should get out in transition. Georgia State with 3 offensive rebounds, so that's taken away some of those fast break opportunities for Kentucky. They still have 8 points in the transition game with their early offense, but they'd like to get a lot more of those kind of baskets.
They average 23 per game in fast break points. It's number 2 in the nation. 7:22 left first half. It's 27-20. Wildcats lead Georgia State. Georgia State a little like Western in that they're significantly smaller than Kentucky and a little quicker.
So, yeah, they're going to have to rely on their quickness. So, and that's what they've done to stay in this game. They're just getting up the floor before Kentucky gets a chance to set their defense. And they've gotten a few baskets that way.
Almanor and Owe back in with Robinson, Carr, and then Butler's also in there now, too. Nutter at the line. 2 shots. First one's good. In 6 games, he's been to the line 50 times, now 53, and this will be the 54th in 6+ games.
Yeah, he's so quick off the dribble. He's about 6'6".
Transferred in from Northern Illinois. Rims out the second one, and the rebound batted around and into the hands of Owe. 27-21 Kentucky. Carr to the top of the circle. Dribbles it to his left and hands it back to Butler. Butler fakes left, comes right into the lane, angles right, gets in deep, pump fake, scores. On the pump fake, the 6'10" Edwards bought it, and the 6'2" Butler then was wide open.
I thought he did that before, and he jumped into the defensive player, but he didn't get the call again.
It's 9 for Butler, 29-21 Kentucky. Brown on the left wing picks up his dribble. Bounces it to the high post to Cesar Edwards. Off to Hamilton for a quick 3 that's good.
Very
just
nice.
To the right of the circle.
Nicely done.
Hamilton's a 44% three-point shooter. That's his first one tonight. 29-24 Kentucky. Butler on the drive again, right to the rim and puts it in. They're so conscious of defending that three-point line, Jack, that there's a lane for Butler to drive, and he's seizing it.
Well, they're going to have to change that, obviously, because Lamont's going to continue to take advantage of that if they don't make an adjustment.
Here's McMullen down the lane. It's knocked away by Almanor, but picked up by Georgia State's Hamilton, and he gets fouled on a putback attempt by Almanor.
Boy, you never try to save the ball in under the other team's basket. And although Andrew Carr tried to throw it off of the leg of one of the Georgia State players, his hands were quicker and he came up with the ball.
Free throw, Hamilton, good. He's an 82% shooter. He's got 4 points now. Redshirted at Iowa State. And after one season, transferred here to Georgia State. He hits 2. Panthers just hanging around. It's 31-26 Kentucky. So we come down to 6 minutes left in this first half. Butler walks it up the right side. Brown right with him. Here's a foul away from the ball on Georgia State. Going to be on Hamilton, and that will be his second. 4 on the Panthers.
So Kentucky not close to getting into the 1-and-1 opportunities.
Jackson Robinson on the left side will play it into Carr out front. Carr walks it to his left, hands it to Butler. Butler comes into the lane again. They come around from behind and pick his pocket. Malachi Brown got picked off, but kept fighting and eventually comes up with the steal on the back tip. Here's Nutter into the lane. Hesitates with a little right-hand floater that bounces in. He's got 11. 31-28. Kentucky's lead down to 3. Oway, top of the circle. Oway takes it down the lane. Pull up 10-footer, no good, got fouled. Foul is going to be whistled against Brown. Oh, no, correction, it's on Nutter. His first team 5th. 2 shots for Otega Oway.
Yeah, they've done a good job of guarding Otega, man. He usually is able to get to the basket to get him some opportunities there, but they've taken that away from him so far in this game.
First free throw rolls off. No good. 84% shooter, but did not get that one to go.
Well, it's funny how offense, man, it's all so mental.
Yeah.
Boy, if one guy misses, instead of going there thinking about making it, you think about, man, my teammate missed it, and then you'll miss it.
Tonight, lane back in for Georgia State, replacing Hamilton, who picked up that second foul. No good. He missed both. Empty trip for the Cats. Georgia State's got it in front court. Nutter right side, guarded by Brea, who just checked in for Robinson for Kentucky. Nutter can't get by Brea out front. Throws it left side to Brown. Edwards comes to take the pass, top of the circle. Used up his dribble, throws it behind him now to Nutter. Nutter takes it down the left side. Gets in deep, flips up a shot, no good off the glass.
Well, late whistle, very late whistle, but a good call. Good call.
And it's Kobe Brea who picks up his second foul and the team's 9th. And Nutter's back at that line again.
Yeah, that was the proper call, but man, it was sure late. Kentucky already had the rebound before the whistle sounded.
Nutter could cut the lead to 1. 5:06 left first half. Bounces around and off, no good. Brea will go out. Creasa comes in, so the 2 point guards are in there together for Kentucky.
Well, with those 2 guys out there, Creasa will run the point that moves Lamont Butler over to the 2 spot.
Free throw good. 1 out of 2 for Nutter. He has 12 points. Big first half. 31-29. Kentucky's lead down to 2. Butler spins away from Brown. Pass to the right corner. Almanor, 3. Got it.
Somebody on that bench over there must have said something to him. He turned around and put up the 3 fingers. And
Malachi Brown drives it right side, throws it behind him to Edwards at the high post. He starts to drive, and the ball flies out of his hand and goes into the crowd. It's a turnover for Georgia State. I saw a quote from Ansley Almanor, who said his worst spot to shoot a 3 was the corner coming in from Fairleigh Dickinson, but he knew from this offense that's where he'd get a lot of shots.
Yeah.
So he put in the work to get good at it, and he is.
He's had to make some adjustments, and now he welcomes that shot.
Made 2 of them from that far corner tonight. 34-29, Kentucky. Carr at the top of the circle. Dribble handoff on the right side to Oway. Oway bounces it left to Butler. Dumps it into Carr, 15 feet out. He faces up. Still hasn't dribbled. Now he does. Backing his way into the lane. Bumping with Edwards. Right hand jump hook. Good off the glass, and he got fouled.
Give me a whistle, man. Come on.
Every dribble he took, he was getting closer and getting bumped every time. And they finally call it on Edwards just as the ball hit perfectly in the square and dropped into the basket.
Well, I'm glad it came when it did, but he pushed him about 3 times before that whistle sounded.
Clash Peters, freshman, 6'9", 230, back in for Edwards, who just picked up his second foul. 36-29 Kentucky, 37-29.
But they need to put together a little run here, and you can only do that if you get some stops.
It's 8 for Andrew Carr, 4:12 to play in the first half. Cats back out to an 8-point lead. Nutter driving right baseline. Cut off by Oweh. Good defense there. Out to Brown between the circles. Jab step. Now goes right. Backs out. Throws it to Lane. Bounce pass to McMullen at the left elbow. 6 to shoot. McMullen flies into the lane. The ball comes out of his hand. Kentucky's got it. Oweh at the other end. Dunks it on the throw ahead from Krisa.
You got to get stops, Tom. That's the only way you can put together a run.
8-0 run for Kentucky. 39-29 Cats. Foul.
Finally called that.
Moving screen. Krisa went down as he tried to track Nutter along that left sideline, and Peters got to drop his shoulder into him. So Peters picks up his first. That's 7 against Georgia State, and that's also a turnover. Kentucky's ball when we come back. 3:35 to play first half. Timeout on the floor. Kentucky 39, Georgia State 29 on the UK Sports Network.
This Thanksgiving, gobble up something good on the SiriusXM app. From dinner party mixes to a feast of live football, food podcasts, and more fall fixings.
Jarrett back, looking, lofting, right side. Amon-Ra St. Brown, touchdown Detroit Lions.
We're serving up the perfect soundtrack for any moment this holiday weekend. Just search Thanksgiving in the SiriusXM app.
Dusty and Danny in the morning. Much smarter and better looking Dusty Dvorak.
Hey, don't forget about your sidekick, Danny.
Us, as we bring you all the latest news in college sports and have fun along the way. Come be a part of the fastest growing show on radio.
Dusty and Danny in the morning on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, weekdays from 6 to 9 Eastern.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Broadcast tonight is presented by Hourglass Aesthetics, where beauty meets science. Visit hourglasslex.com and shop the Black Friday gift card sale. Spend $100, get a $120 gift card. 3:35 left first half. Kentucky on an 8-0 run to move back out to a 10-point lead, 39-29. Goose, the Cats are only 3 of 9 at the three-point line, but they're 14 of 16 inside of it. They're shooting 68% overall.
Yeah, because they've been pushing the ball right into the painted area, and that's been a high percentage area for Kentucky thus far in this game. You just know Georgia State's going to have to make an adjustment there. So I wonder if that's going to open up the three-point line just a little bit more. But when Kobe Bryant goes 0 for 3 behind the line, it's going to hurt your percentages big time.
Yeah, you want to check the basketball.
Yeah, man,
the rim.
something's wrong.
Butler, Krisa, Carr, Almanor, Oweh for Kentucky. Carr picks up his dribble, left of the circle, bounce pass to Oweh, posting up on the left block. Comes into the lane and gets fouled by Nutter. Throws up his hands to say, what? On me? After he had slapped down on Oweh.
I think I heard that all the way over here. Did you?
Yeah, that's true on Nutter.
I think I did.
Oweh gets 1 and 1. Ortega missed 2 earlier in this half.
He's just going to have to refocus here and hopefully knock these two down to get him a little bit of confidence there.
He will get the bonus shot. Largest lead of the night for Kentucky. After Georgia State had cut it to 2, bonus shot's good. For Georgia State, Nutter with 2 fouls will go out. They don't want their leading scorer to pick up a third. Hamilton, who has 2, will come back in. 41-29 Kentucky. Malachi Brown between the circles, straight away. Walks it over to his right, picks up his dribble. Bounces it to McMullen, but he's out beyond the arc where he makes 1 of 7 on the 3-pointers. Here's Brown coming back into the key. Almost lost the ball. Gets it back. Throws it over to McMullen. McMullen down the lane. Cut off. Pivots and flips up a jump hook that's no good. Peters had it and lost it out of bounds for Georgia State. Kentucky ball. Owe was in there battling with him.
Yeah, thank goodness Ortega dropped back in there because that ball, it came on the other side and Carr was screened out pretty well.
2:50 to play in the half. Almanor dribbles left, hands it to Creasa, back to Almanor. Left wing 3 ball, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds by Kentucky's Ortega Owe. I think they missed that one. Brown had the inside position, and Owe with longer arms was close to getting a rebound. It looked like Brown knocked it out to me.
I think they called it that way because they probably should have called Ortega for a foul coming over the back on the time before. So, it kind of evened out. I'd rather them have the ball than him pick up his second.
Hamilton down the lane. Pulls up with a 10-footer, missed it. Rebound kicks out high to Butler. Spins and drives it down the right side. Cross court, Creasa. Wide open. Left wing. Bingo.
Yeah, I'm glad to see his shots falling, man.
Cats by 15, 44-29. McMullen at the high post, hands it to Hamilton. Quick three, no good, but a foul on Owe. Tried to come through a screen to get a hand up to contest the shot, and he ends up running over Hamilton. Second foul on Owe, 10 on Kentucky, 3 shots for Jelani Hamilton.
And you hate to see that because there was no chance he was going to make that shot falling away from that far out. And I do think it was the proper call.
Free throw good. Ends a run of 13 unanswered for Kentucky. Makes it 44-30. That's 6 for Hamilton. He has 2 more free throws coming. 82% shooter. This one's no good. Jackson Robinson in, Owe to the bench.
And Jackson Robinson, he needs to get going here. They need him more involved offensively.
Missed it. Rebounded by Butler, and a foul on Hamilton. He kind of got tangled up with Lamont as he grabbed the long rebound and was trying to move it up the floor in a hurry, and I think Hamilton was trying to slow him down and ends up picking up his 3rd foul.
And it was actually a good foul because Kentucky would have scored on that one. They had the numbers going the other way. So
Hamilton goes out. Malik Ferguson, a 6'4" sophomore, makes his first appearance. Butler at the line for 1 and a bonus. That's 9 fouls on Georgia State. Butler's 1 for 2 tonight. Leads Kentucky with 11 points. Missed it.
Man.
Rebounded by McMullen.
So it was a really, really good foul now.
Under 2 to play in the first half. 44-30 Kentucky. Brown. Shovel pass to Peters. He wasn't ready for it. It's a turnover. Creasa picks it up, throws it ahead to Butler. Left-hand layup is no good. He got body checked by Peters at 2:30. And Butler went down hard, but he pops right up.
Sometimes you hurt more when you lay there, Tom.
Yeah.
It's better to just get up, try to shake it off, and deal with it later. I'm surprised they're not looking at this just because of the lower arm.
2 fouls on Peters.
On Peters as he went up for it. Boy, he just pushed him enough in the air that I think it warrants a look.
Butler, 1 for 3 at the line, 65% shooter. This one's perfect. 12 points. Maybe he just needed his cage rattled a little bit to
make
a free throw.
You never want that, but Boy, he's a running back, man.
Yes, that's
he
good.
He takes a hit, and he just gets right back up. Don't know how he does it.
He looked really comfortable at the tailback spot.
I think you're right about that.
He hits two. It's 46-30 Kentucky. Lane in the right corner. Going to pull up and shoot a three.
Gotta let him have
no
that
good. Backside rebound claimed by Robinson. Outlet Creasa. Long two-handed pass up to Almanor on the right wing. Back to Robinson. Boy, Creasa really
he gets it up there
quickly up the floor and gets it ahead. Here's Creasa. Bounce pass back to Carr. Fakes the three. Comes into the lane. Ball's knocked away from behind. It's stolen by McMullen. McMullen drives it into front court. Runs over Creasa.
Got to be charged.
Offensive foul.
Got to be charged.
No doubter there. McMullen picks up his first turnover. Georgia State.
Now, on that other end of the floor, Carr is backing down. You have to get some communication from that guy whose defensive player leaves and let Carr know he's coming. He's coming. So and you're wide open in the corner, so call for it.
Carr thinks everybody's staying at the three-point line, and he can just work one-on-one.
Yes.
And that's when McMullen peeled off his man and came in. Wide open!
There
Dunk!
you go.
Robinson down low. Carr from the high post saw Robinson cut from the right wing, and he got his defender screened off, and he dunks it in.
He needed one.
8 for Robinson. Under a minute to play in the half. Peters at the high post. He's used up his dribble, needs help. Throws it over to Lane. It's 48-30 Kentucky. Cats are on a 19-1 run. McMullen, top of the circle. A three. Good. Just his second one of the season in 8 attempts. 48-33 Kentucky. 28 seconds to play in the half. Shot clock's off.
Smart play by Kirk Creasa again. He told Andrew Carr to hold the ball out of bounds until that shot clock got below the game clock got below 30, so he could have the entire shot clock.
Here's Butler standing just outside the midcourt circle. Hands it to Almanor. Dribbles right, gives it to Creasa with 8 seconds. Back over to Butler at 7. Butler driving left of the lane. Ball's knocked out of his hands and touched last by Butler. Malachi Brown with a good defense there, forcing a turnover by Kentucky. 7 in the first half for the Cats. 4.4 seconds. Comes into Brown. Brown drives it up to midcourt. 2 seconds. Long threes, no good off the right side. And we go to halftime. Kentucky saw Georgia State cut its lead down to 2. But now the Wildcats push it back out to a 48-33 advantage at the half. This is the UK Sports Network.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
At CareSource, we get you. We get that you're working hard, but you still need to buy your own health insurance. We get that you want big benefits for a small budget. That's why we've made our Marketplace health plans so easy to afford. In fact, 4 out of 5 Marketplace customers can get a plan for under $10 per month with financial help. So get great benefits, get a great rate, and know that we'll always have your back. CareSource, we got you. Enroll by January 15th at caresource.com/marketplace.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Halftime at Rupp Arena. Kentucky leading Georgia State by a score of 48-33 as we get set to check the halftime stats presented by Toyota. For Kentucky, the leading scorer is Butler with 13, 8 for Almanor, 8 for Robinson, and 8 for Carr. Creasa with 5, Owe with 4, and Chandler with 2. Nutter, 17-point per game average on the season to lead Georgia State, and he leads them in the first half. He scored 12 points. And Jack, Kentucky shoots 68% from the field, even though they only made 4 of 11 three-pointers.
Well, it's a little bit different style for them, but that's what the defense has given up. So I'm glad to see them attacking the basket and not trying to force stuff from the outside. Good way to play.
Kentucky has 2 players with 2 fouls. 3 players, Brea, Owe, and Williams. Edwards, Nutter, Peters all have 2 for Georgia State. Jelani Hamilton picked up 3 in the first half. Georgia State cut it to 2 at 31-29, but Kentucky went on a 15-0 run, and the Wildcats have a 15-point lead at the break, 48-33 over Georgia State. First half stats presented by Toyota. This is the UK Sports Network.
Everyone.
College basketball.
Deep 3 right side.
And football.
Touchdown!
We've got it all covered on SEC Radio Channel 374.
I'm fired up about it.
All this month, hear coverage that just means more.
That's where you get the good stuff.
Reactions and analysis.
This might be the most fun offense.
Interviews with coaches and players.
Don Staley.
Women's basketball can be a revenue-producing sport.
Live games. And you.
I was jumping up and down in my living room.
Listen to SEC Radio anytime with the Sirius XM app. College basketball is back, and the road to the championship starts now on Sirius XM.
Knock it down!
Catch all the top games, the buzzer beaters, and the rivalries you live for in both men's and women's college basketball.
RJ Davis!
Whether you're driving, at home, or on the go, follow your favorite teams in every unforgettable moment. College basketball lives on Sirius XM. Anywhere you are, go to SiriusXM.com/sports to find out where to hear your favorite team.
Is there any trip more delightfully unpredictable than a road trip? After all, who knows where the road will take you? Who knows where you'll stay? Will it be that no-name hotel that says no to every request?
No, you'll have to find the elevators yourself.
Or maybe the one with the extra stale Danish for breakfast.
I think I broke a tooth.
When you want a place you can always rely on wherever the road takes you, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hampton by Hilton. Don't forget about our free hot breakfast.
Hilton, for the stay.
Give back this holiday season and join the fight against hunger with SiriusXM and Why Hunger's annual donation drive. Bid on items signed by Dave Matthews Band, LL Cool J, Pearl Jam, and many more. Meet country superstar Carrie Underwood at her Reflection residency at Resorts World Las Vegas. Or simply donate. Go to SiriusXM.com/Hungerthon now.
Kentucky in front 48-33 at the half. A big one from Lamont Butler, 13 points on 5 of 6 shooting as Kentucky turns 9 Georgia State turnovers into 20 points en route to this 15-point halftime advantage. That's what's going on downtown at Rupp. Time now to see what's going on around campus with UK at the half.
Over the past decade, heart care in Kentucky has improved because of the hard work of the UK Gill Heart and Vascular Institute affiliate network. The network enables UK cardiovascular experts to collaborate with 25 hospitals across the state to ensure that every Kentuckian can have better access to the latest cardiovascular care, explains Dr. Naveen Rajagopalan, network director.
We do have the obligation to support the community hospitals in our region. Our goal is never that we compete with local hospitals, but that we provide the support that these hospitals need to make sure that the patients in their communities receive state-of-the-art cardiovascular care.
The network connects physicians with continued education, best practices, and resources to continue to recruit new physicians.
At all the hospitals that we work with have well-developed teams. So we're really there more to provide support, not to run the programs, but to kind of provide an extra layer of educational support, programmatic support, so that we can all be working together to advance cardiac care in Kentucky.
If a patient needs advanced care, they can be easily transferred to
We have an obligation for the residents of Kentucky that our program is strong enough that we can tackle all the complex and high-risk cases.
Many rural Kentuckians have less access to quality medical care. These patients can have high risk factors for cardiovascular disease and face long travel times.
A lot of these areas do not have a lot of primary care doctors. So even if a patient wants to seek medical attention, they have to travel a further distance, and they may have to wait several weeks or even months to see a doctor.
Raja Gopalan is hopeful that the Gill Affiliate Network will give Kentucky a leg up in recruiting more rural healthcare providers to better serve those patients.
Basically, what I would like to show over the next several years is that our affiliate network can help provide support to improve the care of these patients.
This year, the Gill Affiliate Network is celebrating 10 years of collaboration. The network has grown organically and stayed true to its ideals.
And what I'd like to think is that 5 or 10 years from now, we're doing things in the network that we weren't doing today, and we weren't even thinking about it today. And it's just kind of a natural growth of a mature network.
For UK at the Half, I'm Cody Kaiser.
Shifting here back downtown where the Cats lead by 15 at the break. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the UK Sports Network.
Hey, this is Justin Moore. If you're like me and want SEC football 24/7, 365, tune in to SEC Radio.
3 other Cats knocking on the door of double figures, and they're in front 48-33. More halftime coverage in just a moment here on the UK Sports Network.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there. The fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024, U.S. Bank.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Each year, University of Kentucky student-athletes provide more than 4,000 hours of community service. As Kentucky's insurance company, Kentucky Farm Bureau says thank you, because we also believe in doing our part to strengthen our communities. That's why our agents are also coaches, volunteers, and church members in your communities. We've found Kentuckians appreciate the personal service they get from someone who lives where they live. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Looking for a dealership you can trust? Come to Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond. We are a well-established, family-owned business, and we've been helping families find their perfect vehicle since 1964. We offer competitive prices every day and top dollar for your trade. Visit us today at 819 Eastern Bypass in Richmond, or check out our inventory online at jackburford.com. Come see why generations of families trust Jack Burford Chevrolet.
It's time to look at the Central Bank SEC scoreboard.
Andrew Kappas here at the half. Kentucky in front of Georgia State 48-33 as they look to move to 7-0, which would match their best start since the 2016-17 campaign. Could be a big night in the SEC as we do look at that Central Bank SEC scoreboard. Oklahoma just 7 seconds away from winning the Bad Boy Mowers Battle for Atlantis Championship. Of course, a lot of upsets in round one of those being Louisville over Indiana. It is Oklahoma who leads Louisville 67-64 with 7 seconds to go there in the Bahamas en route to going potentially 7-0 if they're able to seal that one, and Louisville would drop to 5-2. How about number 23, Ole Miss playing Purdue, a neutral setting, but nonetheless Ole Miss leading the 13th ranked team in the country 75-74 with 3 minutes to play there, a reigning Final Four team. Elsewhere in the SEC, Florida, big winners today over Wichita State in the championship match of their multi-team tournament, 88-51, handing the Shockers their first loss of the season. Florida goes to 8-0. They entered the week at 18 in the poll. That will move up quite considerably, maybe flirting with the top 10. Vanderbilt over Tennessee Tech 87-56, that a final. Texas hosting Delaware State, LSU, Northwestern State, and Mississippi State and Butler in a neutral site game. That a little bit later on tonight. And the other top 25 games today, Indiana over Providence and West Virginia topping number 24 Arizona in overtime. That your Central Bank SEC scoreboard update. Cats lead by 15 at the break. We'll send it back courtside when we return on the UK Sports Network.
Our lives are full of...
We need to focus on today, not past today. Do the things in all three phases that get us in preparation to be the best we can be on the weekend and get ready to go.
This is former LSU running back Jacob Hester.
And this is former FSU quarterback EJ Manuel.
Every Tuesday, our former coach Jimbo Fisher joins us on Off Campus at 3 Eastern.
I'm going to say this. Yeah. Sitting on this end of the mic's a lot easier than sitting on that end of the mic. This time of year.
Hear Jimbo Fisher with us Tuesdays at 3 Eastern exclusively on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84 and the SiriusXM app.
The UEFA Champions League is back on Sirius XM FC, and this year it's bigger than ever.
Absolutely ridiculous from Real Madrid. Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Now with more matches featuring soccer's most iconic clubs as they battle it out for European supremacy.
What a start for Inter! Haaland scores the hat-trick!
From the league phase to the final, the Champions League is on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
Through the years we...
Welcome your family and friends home with timeless Christmas. Radio on Channel 105 through Christmas Day, or listen at home with the Sirius XM app, along with dozens of other holiday channels and specials. Your favorite college football coaches are listening to Full Ride on Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
Clemson coach Dabo Swinney.
I hear you on the radio all the time.
Brent Venables, Oklahoma Sooners.
Coach Neuheisel, you've been an 8-foot giant to me in this profession.
I'm sorry that I'm not 8 feet tall. Coaches, they're just like you.
Okay, yeah.
Full Ride with Chris Childers and Rick Neuheisel. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. Channel 84 and on the Sirius XM app.
Ready to go in the second half. Kentucky leading Georgia State 48-33. UK Sports Network's Jensen Linder caught up to Coach Mark Pope heading off the court for halftime.
All right, Coach, a very physical first half. How do you think that your team has responded to the physicality of Georgia State?
I thought our guys did well. Credit Georgia State for coming in and playing a really physical game. It's how they're built. They're built with really physical 4 and 5s. They punch it in. They're not a traditional space team. They're keeping the lane really crowded, and then they kind of just keep pounding on you. It's a good challenge for our guys.
What are you looking to see out of your team in the second half?
Just continue working on the flow. Got to match the physicality, but don't let the physicality slow down our pace. Like, it's a nice balance, and the guys found in the last 6 minutes. I thought Kerr was great for us. Lamont's been really smart the whole time with a driving line score first mentality, and the biggest thing is just kind of keeping the pace on. I think we did a much better job in the last 10 minutes. It was good.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
You can tell in that interview, Coach Pope is not 100%. Those bugs are floating all around out there. A lot of people are dealing with that here in the month of November. As We get set to start the second half from the U.S. Bank broadcast table at Rupp Arena. U.S. Bank, put your trust in the bank that's been focused on serving the people and businesses in Kentucky and all across the country since 1863. Goose, Georgia State got it down to 2. How did Kentucky push it back out?
Well, one of the keys I thought was the pace of this game and who controls the tempo. And for that stretch, Georgia State was controlling the ball, controlling the tempo, forced a couple of turnovers, and playing their game. All of a sudden, Kentucky started forcing turnovers and getting out on the break and scoring some transition baskets, and that is how Kentucky got the control of the game again. Kentucky leading 15-3 in fast break points, and then the other thing Georgia State wants to do a lot is to duck people into the lane and score in the paint. Kentucky has done a great job there, outscoring Georgia State 26-10 in that area. So a couple of real keys for Kentucky, key factors to this game. They're executing very well.
Former Georgia Bulldog Jonas Hayes is in his 3rd year as the head coach at Georgia State. And Jonas was 2-1 as a player in games at Rupp Arena as Georgia swept Kentucky in the regular season in 2002 and 2004 when he and his brother Jarvis were there. And Jarvis is one of his assistant coaches. Georgia State with the ball. Pass to McMullen at the right elbow, working against Amari Williams. Pass over to Nutter. Nutter comes to the right side. Williams switches off on him. Pass back out to Brown. Quick 3, good. Malachi Brown, who did not start the game but has come off the bench to now score 9, gets Georgia State the first bucket of the second half with his second three-pointer. Kentucky's got it going left to right from our spot opposite the benches. Butler off the left elbow. Bounces it back to Williams, left of the lane. Comes into the paint, turns with a right-hand push shot that's no good, and it comes off to Edwards for Georgia State. Kentucky got it in deep, but Williams unable to finish it with his offhand. Nutter out near the midcourt circle. Two-hand pass to his left to Lane, who bounces it to McMullen at the high post. Shot clock at 12 seconds as it comes back to Nutter on the left side. Nutter off a pick, down the lane, angles right. Shot blocked by Carr, who comes out of there with it. Two-hand pass ahead to Owe. Owe going for the basket. It's blocked off the board, but picked up and dunked in by Williams. And a foul on Lane. Count the bucket for Amari Williams. Stuffed it in on the putback.
Well, Amari picked up 2 quick fouls, and it's interesting because Mark Pope called his number on the first half-court set coming out of the locker room. They want to get some minutes for him. You never know with this smaller lineup when he might pick up foul number 3 or 4. So they're trying to ride him while he's available to them.
First points of the night for Amari. And he rolls in the free throw to complete the three-point play.
Nice soft touch on that one for Williams.
Yes, it was. 51-36, Kentucky. Georgia State with the ball. Here's Brown down the lane. Cut off by Butler. Pass back out to Edwards. Top of the key, three's good. Well, Edwards' first three-pointer, and he's now 3 of 4 on the season, so he doesn't make many. But that would look good. 51-39. Back down to a 12-point lead. Owe, top of the circle. Jab step. Now just shoot a 3. Missed it. Rimmed out. Rebounded by McMullen. Number 10 rebounder in the country. Just his 3rd one of the night. Here's Lane racing down to the right baseline with a pull-up 10-footer that comes off. No good. And a battle for the rebound and a foul. Edwards and Carr mixing it up, and Edwards picks up his 3rd foul. Second of the half on Georgia State. Our game tonight is presented by Hourglass Aesthetics, where beauty meets science. Visit hourglasslex.com to shop the Black Friday gift card sale. Spend $100, get a $120 gift card.
As is often the case, the second foul is the one that gets called. I do think Edwards was pushed a little bit. They didn't see that one and then got him for coming over the back.
Butler on the point for Kentucky. Hits Robinson curling into the lane. 10-footer, good.
Just a gorgeous play right there. Get him more shots inside the three-point line.
Jackson Robinson into double figures with 10. 53-39 Kentucky. Here's Edwards at the top of the circle. Gets into the lane.
Boy, that
got away with a
twice.
walk. Throws it over to Nutter. Nutter comes to the high post and throws it left and gets it back. Right of the circle. Takes it all the way down to the corner. Can't get a shot. Hooks it over his shoulder out to Edwards. Another 3 is good.
Well, you got to come out and guard him now. He likes to shoot that one. Doesn't shoot many of them, but he's got a lot of confidence.
Made 2 in this half. It's 53-42 Kentucky. Butler drives off the right side. Slipped and fell, but he's able to keep his dribble. Turns, throws it out to Owe. Owe down the lane, angles right, and banks it in. Butler looked like, this is a long ago reference, Curly Neal of the Harlem Globetrotters, rolling around on the floor but keeping his dribble.
He's just one of those kind of guys who is able to make those kinds of plays.
55-42 Kentucky. Here's Lane at the top of the circle. Collision in the paint between McMullen and Williams. And Amari Williams picks up his 3rd foul, first of the half on the Cats.
Well, let's see, that's his 3rd. That's why Mark Pope was trying to ride him quickly. He's with a smaller player, but he looked over at the bench and said, Coach, leave me in. I'm okay. We'll see if he can play now smartly and not pick up another foul.
Brandon Garrison, nursing a minor injury, is not dressed out tonight. Comes in to Nutter on the right baseline, about 15 feet out. Pass out front to Lane. Lane trying to get it to McMullen. He does at the left elbow. McMullen faces up, drives it down underneath the basket, muscles up a shot, and shot it over the rim into the arms of Carr. Carr throws it ahead to Butler. Butler down the left side, and his pass back to Owe skips through his hands, but Robinson there to claim it and shoot it. Missed a 3. Rebounded by Brown. Nearly a big break for Kentucky, but Robinson couldn't knock down the 3-point shot. McMullen, top of the circle. Pass left to Lane. He'll shoot a 3. It's no good. Rebounded by Carr. Here come the Cats. Owe throws it up into front court.
Wow,
it's intercepted by the 6'1" Brown playing free safety. Ahead to Lane. 3 good off the left wing. Turnover turns into a 3-point basket. 3 threes in this half for Georgia State. Leads down to 10. 55-45. Kentucky. 4 minutes gone in the second half. Here's Jackson Robinson. Angles left off the Williams pick. Hesitates, goes right, flips up a shot that's good off the glass.
But just a good hesitation there by Robinson to get a little bit of an advantage on the defense.
57-45 Kentucky. Nutter standing right in front of his coach on the right wing. Drives it to the corner, now changes direction, comes into the lane, gets in deep, and scores an easy layup. 14 for Nutter. First points of the second half, 57-45. Butler into the lane. Turns, throws it out to Williams. Wide open at the top, but he didn't want the 3. Over to Carr. Down in the corner, Owe. Owe drives baseline. Reverse layup. Good. Whistle blows because it was McMullen that smacked the backboard. It would have been goaltending, but it went in anyway. So the bucket's good for Owe. He's got 8 points. Timeout on the floor. It's Kentucky 59, Georgia State 47, 15-16 to play on the UK Sports Network.
The University of Kentucky has students from all 50 states, more than 100 countries, and perhaps just as impressive, all 120 Kentucky counties. What you may also find impressive is that in each of the 120 counties is a local Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance agent, someone who's always there to make things right after a storm or accident. Many Farm Bureau agents even graduated from UK, no doubt majoring in taking care of Kentuckians. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Come and see all the good times that await you throughout Kentucky. Hike miles of trails surrounded by striking scenery. Catch fall festivals from lively music fests to local culture and heritage celebrations. Experience all the smells, sounds, and traditions of a bourbon distillery tour. Get nose to nose with some of the most magnificent and friendly horses anywhere, and so much more. Go to KentuckyTourism.com and plan your fantastic getaway. Kentucky. Come see for yourself.
With the money they saved and earned by enrolling in LG&E and KU's new energy efficiency programs like Online Marketplace and Bring Your Own Thermostat, Frank was able to buy a pygmy goat. Sheila got bagpipes. Harry bought 10 pounds of Monk's Head cheese. Christy learned the Watusi and the Macarena. And Bruce, he bought a bicycle. Because he's just out there. Sign up now to earn money and save for whatever you're into. Visit lge-ku.com/save.
15-16 to play. Kentucky leading Georgia State 59-47. We talk Kentucky basketball with Mark Pope on the weekly UK Healthcare Coaches Show. this coming week. It'll air at 7 Eastern time, right after the final Mark Stoops show of the season. So a doubleheader of coaches this coming Wednesday night, because the Cats travel down to Clemson on Monday for a Tuesday game. After Coach Pope, it'll be Bluegrass Hearing Clinic Kenny Brooks show, and then Clark's Pump and Shop EBN Radio. It all starts at 6 Eastern this coming Wednesday night on the UK Sports Network. It's the Georgia State team, Jack, that has 11 newcomers, 7 transfers, and 4 freshmen, and they are refusing to go away.
Well, you know, you have to respect them because they don't score a bunch from beyond the three-point line, but when they shoot them, they know they're good shots, and they've made, 3 in this half? So Kentucky's going to have to pick up a little bit more pressure at the line.
Going back to the end of the first half, they hit a three-pointer, so they had 4 straight baskets that were all three-pointers. 59-47, Kentucky, Georgia State with the ball. Edwards dribbles over to his right, goes down to the baseline, flips up a shot that comes off, no good. Rebound McMullen, fouled on the putback. Here's the strong rebounding of Nick McMullen. Foul on Butler, his first, team second. 2 shots for Butler.
Cats have done a good job rebounding the basketball. They haven't given up many.
Just the 4th offensive rebound for Georgia State. They average 13 a game.
And this could be their first second chance points of the evening.
Free throw good. They got 1. So McMullen with a chance to once again cut it to 10. And he does. 5 points for McMullen. Who would have guessed that Georgia State would be doubling Kentucky on 3-point baskets? Robinson gets into the lane, all the way down to the block, bounces it to Carr underneath the basket, and a reach-around foul called on Nutter, and that's his third and the team's third. Kentucky is 4 of 13 threes, and Georgia State is 8 of 15.
Yeah, that is very much unexpected.
Butler on the left baseline will play it in for Kentucky. Run Robinson off screens, gets open, left corner, 3, rattles out, no good.
Another good look.
Yeah, they got a great look for Robinson off that inbounds play, but it would not stay in, rattled out. Bounce pass down to Edwards, got his back to Carr. Comes into the lane, couple of bumps, goes up, can't finish it, and the ball's chased down by Robinson over in the corner. They're letting a lot of contact go when either team's been able to get the ball into the low post. Here's Brea, who's checked in. He drives the lane. Left-hand leaner won't go. Rebounded by Carr.
And
backs it up. No good. Carr got bumped. He gets it back. Over to Robinson. Left wing. Wide open. No good.
Oh, boy.
Rebounded by Nutter. Robinson and Brea, 2 of the best 3-point shooters for Kentucky. Can't buy one from 3-point range. Down low. Nutter drives it all the way down to the right block. Butler tried to draw the charge. When he went down, there was no whistle, and that left Nutter wide open. He puts it in. Back to an 8-point lead, 59-41. Butler 3, no good from the top of the key. Rebounded by Georgia State. 13:40 to play. They've cut the lead down to 8. Nutter goes through the lane. Shovel pass out to McMullen. 15-footer, good.
Basket here might be a timeout. Yes, it is.
Timeout, Kentucky. Georgia State has clawed back to within 6. With 13:30 to play, it's Kentucky 59 and Georgia State 53 on the UK Sports Network.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Kroger with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping, made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth? With Kroger, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Zaxby's in. The fantasy football playoffs are coming, and if you want to win, you need to listen to Fantasy Sports Radio.
You should be watching who the other teams are cutting this week. There's going to be some good players.
We're here to help you overcome bye weeks, poor performance, and injuries.
You've got to have the depth. You cannot sleep on your weakest link.
You need our team of fantasy football experts now more than ever.
Some tips for late season waiver advice. Make sure you have some money for those final playoff games.
Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, and on the Sirius XM app.
This Thanksgiving, gobble up something good on the SiriusXM app. From dinner party mixes to a feast of live football, food podcasts, and
Brown, touchdown Detroit Lions!
in the SiriusXM app.
Kentucky 59, Georgia State 53. 13:30 left to play in the game. It's a Georgia State team that is up to 45% shooting now, and Kentucky shooting 57%, but Cats have cooled off in the second half, Jack.
Well, Tom, one thing I liked about the Western Kentucky game was that even though Kentucky was not making shots, Kentucky's defense was still very aggressive, and they didn't lose any energy. Well, I don't know that I can say that quite as well here in this game. It seems like Kentucky missing shots, a little dejected. They've not been as good defensively as they were. So we'll see if that was discussed in the timeout. See if Kentucky's a little bit different here as they come back to play here after calling timeout.
Owe, Brea, Almanor, Williams, and Creasa on the floor for Kentucky. Cats will be coming the length of the floor. And Purdue has won a nail-biter over Ole Miss in one of the holiday tournaments, 80-78. Oklahoma beat Louisville 69-64. So one win for the SEC there and one loss. Creasa out deep on the right side. Guarded by Brown. Walks it to the middle.
Now they've changed defenses here. Little 1-3-1
3-1 zone.
Zone defense.
Brea bounces it to Owe in the middle of the zone. He scores. Yeah, they were a little confused at first, Goose, but they got it to the right spot.
Just keep moving the ball and see what bodies in that zone move. See what adjustments they make, and that's the key to figuring it out.
61-53 Cats. Nutter drives it across the lane, throws it to Lane on the right side. Bounce pass down low, knocked away by Williams. They tried to feed it to Peters under the basket. Cats have got it. Creasa. Left side, no shot there, so he throws it over to Brea.
Oh, wow.
And a foul.
Now that's got to be.
And it's going to be an intentional foul. And we got players squaring off. Mark Pope's coming out on the court to help pull guys away as Amari Williams got shoved in the back by Peters. And that was immediately called an intentional foul. Coach Hayes is now out on the floor. They're both just trying to get their players out of the mix. Now Pope's going to gather his guys around him.
Boy,
they call it technical?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what the coach is down arguing at one of the players about.
So they've called, both coaches were out on the floor. Now one of the assistants for Georgia State.
Well, that's an assistant
down on
coach.
The other end of
he
the
doesn't have
Kentucky
any
end of
business
the court.
Down there.
And it's not his job to be at their argument. Now here comes Jonas Hayes up to talk. That's who needs to be talking.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, the initial call was easy. That was a flagrant foul by any way you want to look at it. Now, do not be surprised if Otega Owe picks up a technical foul as well, because he came in as the defender in that situation. So we'll see what happens with that call. But certainly it's been physical in the paint.
Peters threw a body block into the lower back of Amari Williams and knocked him down. And Otega saw his guy getting struck there with a cheap shot. And Otega came over to say something to Peters. And that, as Jack says, could be where Otega could get a issue here. What did the official
Well, it said the obvious one was the flagrant on Peters. No question about that. They're going to review now to see what else might warrant flagrant or technical foul.
And that flagrant 2 is includes excessive contact.
But it's a flagrant 1.
It is a 1.
It is a 1. It's a flagrant 1 that's been called, so he will not be kicked out of the game. But yeah, we'll see how both teams respond from here.
So the Flagler wants 2 free throws and the ball. It's been a very physical game.
Yeah,
and they've let a good bit of contact go both ways. It's
on
not
both
been
sides.
one-sided.
It's not been one-sided.
But sometimes you get stuff like that happening when players kind of know that the line hadn't been drawn.
Exactly, and that was just what I was getting ready to say. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. And in this case, it's not, because you could kind of feel it bubbling over as the game has progressed.
Subscribe to the Behind Kentucky Basketball podcast presented by UK Federal Credit Union. It's available for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, and the official UK Athletics app.
Well, the official over there has a legal pad of stuff he's writing down. I hope I hope that doesn't mean that there's going to be more than one, but Kirk Christa was in there, which he's going to be in there. So a lot of stuff going on out there.
As the officials try to sort it all out, we'll tell you that with 12:37 to play, Kentucky leads Georgia State 61-53. Kentucky had an 18-point lead late in the first half before Georgia State started hitting threes, 1 at the end of the first half and 3 to open the second half. And they have shot their way back into it, surprisingly, from the three-point line. That's not normally their game. Our broadcast tonight is presented by Hourglass Aesthetics, where beauty meets science. Visit hourglasslex.com to shop the Black Friday gift card sale. Spend $100 and get a $120 gift card.
Of course, Kentucky has been one of the best teams in the country at defending the three-point line. So it's obvious they know how to do that. They've relaxed a little bit because that's not what the scouting report said. So
contact like we just saw from Peters will be acceptable tomorrow over at Kroger Field, where Kentucky and Louisville square off in the battle for the Governor's Cup. And we will start pregame coverage from out at Kroger Field at 10 a.m. with Christy, Logan, and Jeremy right here in these UK Sports Network stations. It is a noon kickoff, final game of the season for the Cats as they go for 6 in a row in the Governor's Cup Series. Still waiting for the 3 officials who are huddled over at the scorer's table to give us the ruling. Fans are getting a little impatient now. Coach Pope has his guys gathered around him down to our far right. Coach Hayes up, arms crossed. He's saying something to the officials, shaking his head.
One thing I think, though, Tom, if there is another flagrant or technical, there would have to be one on both teams. So that would nullify each other. But you still should see Williams getting 2 free throws here.
We're going to take Patrick Whitmer with the announcement here whenever it happens, because there's going to be likely a lot to explain. So they're going over to make the official pronouncement now to the scorer's table. And then we'll get the PA voice of Patrick Whitmer to tell us what exactly is going to happen here.
Well, Mark doesn't seem real pleased.
Jonas Hayes did not either. Now, one of the officials is coming over to talk to the TV side. We'll see if Goose can flag him down and get a little bit of an explanation. This has taken a while just to explain what's going to take place.
Well, I did hear from the official talking to TV here. I did hear multiple technicals, so it's going to be more than one.
All right, I think we're about to get the announcement over the public address system. 2 of the officials now conferring again in front of the table over on the far side, right across from us. Now, going over all of this again, so we're still waiting for the explanation. Now, officials are talking to Coach Hayes and the assistant who was so upset. Mark Pope down at the other end, and now Mark Fox, his Coach Pope's assistant, the former Georgia head coach, he comes up. Mark Fox knows all of these officials from his days at Georgia. Now here comes Coach Pope up. So they're explaining all of this.
I told you he looked like he had a legal pad over there, Tom, writing stuff down, taking notes as one of the officials was watching the replays.
See people with their phones out. I mean, there's time to make some Black Friday deals here while they're waiting.
Oh, man. Even at that, I still don't know what takes so long with these kind of decisions. I mean, I just don't get it.
Now the officials are
huddling
back up after they've talked to the coaches. Just spin the wheel. Lands.
Whatever lands. I mean, I think everybody be happy with that now.
Spin the wheel of fouls. See what you end up with.
Man, oh, man.
61-53 Kentucky. If you just joined us when play stopped about an hour ago. 12:37 on the clock.
And it wasn't that big of a deal, man. This is a basketball game. We've never fought. We never get in a fight, Tom. I mean, we talk a lot of garbage, but
here we go.
Number 21 blue. Dead ball contact technical fouls on 4 white and 7 blue. Those will offset and we'll play off the flagrant foul, which Kentucky will shoot 2 and have the ball on the baseline will be resumption of play.
Yeah, so that, I mean, I knew that was what was going to happen. We'll get the 2 free throws and the ball, and everything else just kind of nullifies the other.
I don't know what took so long to get us to that point.
Well, I got to that conclusion pretty quickly.
Yes, you did.
I mean, that's always the way it works out. I mean,
and
that's
you don't
basketball.
even have a monitor.
And that's what I say. It's basketball, man. We don't fight. We talk a lot, and we might push just a little, but.
So Amari Williams is at the line for 2 shots, and Kentucky will have the ball. We'll make this our CareSource Active Heart moment of the game. CareSource featuring easy-to-afford marketplace health plans. CareSource, we got you. Free throw good. Williams is 2 for 2 at the line. He can push the lead to 10, and then Kentucky will get the ball as well. And it rolls in.
Good job, big fella. Good job.
So 6 team fouls now on Georgia State and 4 on Kentucky. And Krisa will inbound the ball out there with Almanor, Williams, Brea, and Owe. Lonnie Hamilton checking back in for Nutter for Georgia State. Krisa looking for Owe coming off the screen. Couldn't get it to him. DeBrea in the corner. Throws it out to Williams. Williams passes over to Almanor. Almanor bounces it back to Williams. 10 feet out, left of the lane. Spins to the baseline, and he's fouled by McMullen, who was just trying to body up on Williams, but I think the whistle's going to be tighter for a while.
And I hope Mark told him, I don't care what happens, who we throw it to, whoever gets it, you're going to the basket because the whistle's going to blow. Now, it could go the other way, so if there's any kind of movement on the screen, they'll call a moving screen, so you just want to make sure you get this to go.
1-1 for Amari Williams, who just made 2. He's 3 for 3 tonight. They can knock down 2 here. He's really helping his average, 55% shooter coming into the game. Got it. Bonus shot coming.
Yeah.
He can push it to 14 or to 12.
Now, all of this time the officials took.
It's good.
It kind of worked for Georgia State because they needed a little breather, so they got it.
Hands come alive. 7 for Amari Williams. 65-53 Kentucky. With Hamilton, right wing, 3. Yes, that will quiet that crowd. That's 4 threes in this half for Georgia State and 9 for the game. Williams works his way down the lane, gets all the way underneath the basket and goes up and scores. 6 straight for Amari Williams.
Go to work, big fella. Go to work.
Brown out deep on the right side for Georgia State. Bounces it in the middle to Archer. Two-hand pass to his right to Hamilton. Lane comes to get it. Lane, right of the circle. A three, no good. Rebounded by Creesa, and a foul on Georgia State. Creesa came into battle for the rebound, and he took a shot to the side of the head.
I think we need a timeout, Tom.
We're going to get one.
It's time. We need a timeout.
8 on Georgia State, 1-1 for Creesa. When we come back with 11:35 to play, it's Kentucky 67, Georgia State 56 on the UK Sports Network.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
The tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
At the University of Kentucky, we do more than harvest from our rich legacy.
We sow and nurture the dreams and the dreamers.
The graduates who plant themselves here.
The seekers who advance patient-saving care and research.
The community leaders who transform lives.
We do more than survive in Kentucky.
We strive in Kentucky. We thrive in Kentucky.
Hey, Cat fans, you can help the Markey Cancer Center in its fight against cancer in the next home game at Rupp. Grab a souvenir cup or a chance to win great prizes like a VIP trip to a Cats away game, a Visit Myrtle Beach vacation, or Cats merchandise. 11:35 to play in the game. It's Kentucky leads over Georgia State 67-56. And Jack, Kentucky coming into this week had played a lot of games in which, and most notably last Friday when they hit 17 threes against Jackson State, where it was fast, ball was moving fast, players were cutting unencumbered, and they were hitting everything. And I think you've had two teams now come in and just say, okay, their coaches are going to say, let's see how they look when they get bumped and get muscled a little bit, and just to be physical with them. And so that's the challenge Kentucky's going to have to probably get comfortable with for a while.
Yeah, and you know, when that shot's not falling, and Kentucky's had some good looks from behind the three-point line, and you now have to figure out other ways to score, which is usually in the paint going to the basket. It just makes it, it's just not quite as pretty.
1-1 for Creesa. Shots on the way. Got it. 6 points for him. Leads back to 12. One more for a man who transferred in from West Virginia, started his college career at Arizona. Mark Pope tried to recruit him multiple times. Free throw good. Creesa knocks down two. He's 4 of 4 on the season. 69-56.
Got to get some stops here, Tom.
Here's Archer, top of the circle, dribbles left. Stolen by Oway as they tried to hand it to Lane. Behind the head dunk. He went in under the basket and came in on the right side and slid over to the left and threw it back over his head.
How did he get the ball? It's like a handoff to him.
He cut between the two players and just took it away like he did from Duke. Cooper flag. There's McMullen on the left side. Hands it to Brown. Brown down the lane, gets to the rim and scoops it up and in. 11 for Brown.
But they make some quick cuts.
71-58 Kentucky. Williams hands it off to Oway. Oway hooks it back to Williams for the dunk. Off the pick and roll. A pretty pass floated over Oweh's left shoulder right to the rim, where Williams stuffed it in.
When it all starts with the screen, Tom.
Left side, Hamilton. Passes out front to Lane. Moves it over to McFadden. McFadden hands it back to Lane. Open three. Good.
Boy, they're making shots.
Yes, they are. That's 2 threes for Lane, and that's 5 in this half for Georgia State. They have 10 threes. Kentucky is 4 of 16 behind the arc. 73-61, Kentucky. Brea, left elbow jumper. Good.
Got to get him going also.
His first basket. 75-61, Kentucky. Under 10 to play. Turnover, Georgia State.
Boy, talking about bad timing.
Threw it to Hamilton. He just wasn't quite ready for it, and it skipped off his hands out of bounds. No pressure at all there from the defense. Comes into Kerr Kriisa. Skips across the line. Goes through his right. Now comes back to the top. 3. No good. Rebounded by Georgia State. Here come the Panthers. Brown jogging up the middle of the floor. Couple of crossover dribbles. Passes to Hamilton. 3 from the top. No good. Williams rips off the rebound. Grabbed it with 2 hands and took it away from a Georgia State player. Brea in the right corner. Can't get the shot off. They get it back out front to Kriisa. Almanor comes out to take the pass on the left wing. Feeds it into Williams. Back to Almanor. Layup good. Pretty give and go.
Boy, that's the kind of simple pass you want Williams making.
10 for Almanor. 77-61. Turning into a highlight reel here after all of that physical play earlier. And a foul.
Yeah, I think Ainsley got him from behind.
Almanor reaching around as Archer was trying to hand the ball off. Almanor picks up his second. 5 on Kentucky. Substitutions for the Cats. Jackson Robinson and Andrew Carr and Lamont Butler back into the game. Coming out, Williams, Oweh, and Kriisa.
Boy, I really like that unit on the floor right there. They were playing well together. This unit, these subs coming in now, they're going to have to come with that same kind of energy.
Comes into Brown, quickly passes to his right to Hamilton. Hamilton bounce pass to the high post to McFadden, or McMullen. McMullen drives in deep, stripped away by Carr, picked up by Robinson. Robinson throws it over on the left side to Brea. Down in the corner, Butler, wide open,
short,
3.
Short.
No. Rebound, Almanor. Out to Brea, steps into a 3. No good. Long rebound, chased down by Butler.
Oh, man.
He will try it again. Butler to Carr at the high post. He hands
Shoot
it
another
to Brea.
one. Shoot
Brea
another one.
Down the lane.
There you
Dunks
go.
it in with his left
Shoot
hand.
another one. Don't worry about it.
Kobe Brea's running one-handed dunk makes it 79-61. Kentucky. Timeout on the floor with 8:16 to play. This is the UK Sports Network.
I'm Mariah Carey.
This holiday season, the Queen of Christmas takes over Sirius XM Holly every Monday.
Mariah.
Or at home with a Sirius XM app.
Your favorite college football coaches are listening to Full Ride on Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
Clemson coach Dabo Swinney.
I hear you on the radio all the time.
Brent Venables, Oklahoma Sooners.
Coach Neuheisel, you've been an 8-foot giant to me in this profession.
I'm sorry that I'm not 8 feet tall.
Coaches, they're just like you.
Okay, yeah.
Full Ride with Chris Childers and Rick Neuheisel. Weekdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on Sirius XM College Sports Radio. Channel 84 and on the Sirius XM app.
Is there any trip more delightfully unpredictable than a road trip? After all, who knows where the road will take you? Who knows where you'll stay? Will it be that no-name hotel that says no to every request?
No, you'll have to find the elevators yourself.
Or maybe the one with the extra stale Danish for breakfast.
I think I broke a tooth.
When you want a place you can always rely on wherever the road takes you, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hampton by Hilton. Don't forget about our free hot breakfast.
Hilton, for the stay.
So coming out of a timeout at 15:30 was 59-53 Kentucky. Cats got a bucket from Oweh, and then on their next possession, freshman Peters put a forearm shove into the low back of Amari Williams, and that led to a flagrant foul call. And we had other technicals that were called as players came in and did some woofing, and then it ended up with Williams making the 2 free throws. Kentucky got the ball, put it back in the hands of Williams. He got fouled again, so he made 2 more free throws. And then he ended up with 2 more baskets. And then he had a beautiful assist to Almanor on a cut to the basket. So it's Williams accounting for 10 points out of a 20-8 Kentucky run.
Yeah, that was a good thing, Tom. And you remember back when all of that stuff was going on, the worst thing for Kentucky, I thought, was that Georgia State got a break. They got to recoup and recover out of all that time. I just kind of was feeling like they were getting a little bit fatigued. And maybe over these last few minutes of up and down, up and down, up and down, we might have seen them kind of hit the wall a little bit and start going the other way. Now, they get another timeout, so they're going to come with another burst, and they're going to make a run. So we'll see how Kentucky fends this off.
Kentucky has equaled its largest lead of the night at 79-61. As Brown comes into front court for Georgia State. Knocked away by Butler, but they call a reach-in foul on Butler, and that's his second and the team's 6th. About a half hour ago, he might have gotten away with that, but after all of that flurry of technicals, they've played it a tighter whistle. And it was a good call. He fouled him, reached in. 8:06 to play as it comes into Brown. He put it in the hands of Nutter. Tariq Nutter. 16 points, bounces it down low to McMullen, who turns and misses a leaner over Almanor.
Keep your hands straight up in the air.
Butler comes into the lane, goes right to the rim and puts it in. He is just so strong.
I just love it when he manhandles that little guard he's matched up with when that guard is shorter.
20-point lead for the Cats. 7.5 to play. Here's Nutter driving down the lane, flips it up and in, and he got fouled by Breyer. That's a tough shot.
Well, I think it's Robinson reaching in, maybe. I mean, that's what I saw.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, Robinson reaching in. Instead of moving his feet over there, he just kind of leaned over and slapped him across the arm as he took it to the basket.
So this puts Nutter back at the line. 68% shooters, 3 out of 6 tonight. 56 free throw attempts in his 7th game of the season. And he's not a guy that plays with his back to the basket. Rolls it in to complete the 3-point
And another
play.
foul. Another foul. So that means Ansley Almanor will be going to the basket maybe.
And that was in the battle for position along the lane. As we said, that whistle's getting tighter.
Oh, it's gonna tighten up. There's no question.
So this puts Ansley Almanor at the line. Almanor with his first trip to the stripe tonight. 1 and a bonus here. It's good.
You knew he was going to get more minutes than normal because of Kentucky being shorthanded across the front line. So good to see him playing those extended minutes.
Makes 2. 83-64 Kentucky. 11 points for Almanor. Here's Nutter down the lane. Flips up a leaner that's blocked by Brea. And it's out of bounds to Kentucky.
Great job.
Ricocheted back to Nutter, but he landed on the baseline.
Boy,
Great defense.
And I love that Brea, even though he's not making shots, he's finding a way to help his team.
Robinson, top of the circle, double team, feeds it into Carr in the middle of the lane, working one-on-one, flips it up and in over Edwards. Carr so good with his back to the basket.
He really is, man.
85-64 Kentucky. Carr into double figures with 10. Nutter Passes right to Edwards. Edwards down the lane, bumping with Carr, shoots over him, and it rolls around and comes off. Tapped by Big Mullen, no good. Robinson grabs it out of the air for Kentucky. Two-hand pass ahead to Brea. Pull-up three. No good.
Boy.
Missed another one.
Man, oh man, I don't know what I'm seeing here tonight.
He's 0 for 5 at the three-point line. Lane out deep on the left. Gives it to McMullen at the top of the key. 6:25 to play. Across to Brown, deep on the right side. Brown comes to the top. Can't shoot over Brea. Good defense. Here's Nutter and a foul away from the ball. And it's Almanor in the low post with a push from behind on Edwards. And there wasn't a lot there, but it's become a tighter whistle. Edwards will go to the line now for one and a bonus.
Checking in for
Kentucky, Williams back in, and Almanor goes out.
Edwards at the line for one and a bonus.
Edwards, 69% shooter. First time at the line tonight. Hits it.
I really like this guy, Tom. I mean, he knocked down a couple of threes. I mean, he stays within his game. He tries to be physical. He's not a big guy. Tries to be physical in the paint.
This one's no good. Rebounded by Williams. 85-65 Kentucky. Butler walks it into front court. Butler at the top of the circle. Drives to his right, goes by Brown and puts it in. Brown just not strong enough
too small.
Keep Butler from getting where he wants to go, which was down the lane and to the basket. 17 for Butler. 87-65. 5:50 to play in the game. Here's Nutter at the top, left side to Lane. Bounce feed into Edwards. Edwards got his back to Carr. Comes into the lane. Pump fake, fall away, jump hook, good.
Yeah, he's pretty good in there. Does a good job staying under control.
87-67 Kentucky. Butler straight away between the circles. Back to Brea. A three. There it is.
You know I love it, Tom. You know I love it when a shooter knows he's a shooter and he lets it fly.
He was 0 for 5 behind the arc. Got to be figuring that's just a fluke. This thing's going to go in, and it did. Here's Nutter out beyond the arc. Brea fights through a screen to stay with it. Pass to Edwards. Edwards down the lane, gets to the rim, rattles out. Rebound, Brea. Ahead to Butler. Butler up the left side. Shovel pass ahead to Williams. Angles left, missed the layup. First shot he's missed tonight from the field or the line.
Might have been his easiest one.
Yeah. Nutter driving off the right side, pushes off Brea, and an offensive foul.
Well, Kobe, man, I mean, he's never been known as a really big-time defensive player, but, man, he has defended in this game.
And by
that
my
5?
count, Nutter has fouled out of the game. Yep, he's done. Finishes with 19 points, 2 above his average. The boos are not for Nutter, it's for Peters. He was the guy that started the dust-up earlier with a hard foul on Amari Williams, and as soon as Peters came to the table to check in, it came the chorus of boos. The aptly named Clash Peters comes back out onto the court.
Well, you'll know when he touches the ball. If you're trying to figure out who Peters is, just listen to the crowd if he catches the ball.
4:40 to play.
Back
90-67 Kentucky.
1-3-1 defense, Tom.
We tried it briefly, and Kentucky immediately executed. Robinson shoots from the top and hits a three. Just shot over the zone. 93-67.
And that was at the top of the key where that one is.
Patrick Sparks was the celebrity wide tonight when they spelled out Kentucky. That was about a step closer than Patrick shot one against South Carolina on a Saturday afternoon. Almost out to that UK logo at midcourt. They get it to Edwards in the lane. He turns and he scores and draws the foul as he turned and went right into the face of Lamont Butler. He kind of got his teeth, I think, rattled there. He picks up his third foul. It's been a physical physical game anytime that ball gets into the paint.
They're going at it, man. Good recognition by Georgia State to see the mismatch down there. You know, paint points, Kentucky was leading that 50-16. Now 50-18. So Kentucky's been really good in the paint.
It's 16 for Edwards as he completes the three-point play. 93-70. Carr, front court, right wing. Over to Williams. They give him plenty of space, but he didn't want the three. Hands it to Robinson. Floats up a shot that's good as he drove it just inside the free throw line.
He wanted the alley-oop, but Georgia State adjusted, and he got up in the air, figured, I better shoot this. I'm going to travel.
17 for Jackson Robinson. 3.5 to play. 95-70 Kentucky. Kentucky right on its average of 95 a game, which is the leading scoring team in the nation. Edwards left of the circle. Walks it to his left, hands it to Brown. Got away with a walk. Knocked away by Butler. Butler dives on the floor. Brown touched it last. Turnover, Georgia State. Hustle.
That's just hustle that forced that turnover.
His teammates run over to congratulate Lamont Butler. More high and low fives coming as he heads to the bench. Timeout on the floor with 3:22 to play. Kentucky's ball. The Cats lead 95-70 over Georgia State on the UK Sports Network.
At the University of Kentucky, we do more than harvest from our rich legacy.
We sow and nurture the dreams and the dreamers.
The graduates who plant themselves here.
The seekers who advance patient-saving care and research.
The community leaders who transform lives.
We do more than survive in Kentucky.
We strive in Kentucky. We thrive in Kentucky.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Every bank claims to have great customer service. But at Republic Bank, you don't have to take our word for it. According to a recent customer satisfaction study by the Qualtrics XM Institute, Republic Bank customers are nearly 3 times more likely to recommend us to friends and family compared to the industry average. That's right, nearly 3 times. So, what are you waiting for? Choose a bank you can brag about. Republic Bank. It's just easier here. Member FDIC.
3:22 left to play in this game. Kentucky leading 95-70. Georgia State had pulled them within 6, 59-53 with 13:30 to play. Kentucky got an Oway basket to push the lead back to 8. And then there was a hard foul on Amari Williams that led to a couple of other technicals that were offset. But that seemed to spark Kentucky. And the Wildcats went on a 20-8 run. And they have never looked back.
Yeah, you know, I said, Tom, it's going to be interesting to see how Kentucky responds after the physical play. I just wanted to see how Kentucky was going to respond to that, and they have responded very, very nicely.
Kentucky is 37 of 60 from the field, 62%. Only 6 of 22 at the three-point line, 27%. So this week, they have had 2 sub-30% three-point shooting games, but you're just getting the points the other way. They are 15 of 19 at the free throw line and really shooting it well inside the arc. Georgia State's back in a man-to-man. Butler out deep on the right side. Hits Robinson, curling into the paint. Fakes, fall away 10-footer, good. On the fake, the defender flew by, and Robinson just leaned back and dropped in a pretty 10-footer.
Well, they are running that double screen down with Robinson starting on the outside in the corner. It's working well.
Brown out deep on the right. Bounce pass to Peters at the high post. He goes down the lane. Almost lost it. Gathers it in. Passes it over to Hamilton.
Another
offensive foul on Peters for a moving screen.
The crowd loving it. Well, he's not going to get a break in this one tonight.
And Peters has just fouled out of the game. Substitution for Georgia State, Justin Archer. The starter last year, transferred in from Redford. He checks into the game. Here come the Cats. Chance to hit 100. It's 97-70. Here's Robinson coming into this lane, goes down and flips up a runner that's no good. Rebounded by Williams. He put it in, and he got fouled. 3 the hard way.
Got mugged down there that time, Tom.
But he was under the basket almost to the right side, and he had to lean back and got hammered as he flipped up a shot.
Boy, I don't know how he even got that up over the rim. It was to his strong hand. He's a lefty, so it was on the left side. So that helped just a little bit for him to get the ball to the basket.
For 100. Got it. 14 points for Amari Williams, all in the second half. The big fella has sparked Kentucky to this blowout. After Georgia State had got to within 6. Another rebound by Williams as Hamilton misses one in the lane. I don't think you want to foul Amari Williams hard again. Just
makes him
something
better
for opposing players to take note of. Here's Brea, top of the key, 3. Got it.
Okay, he's back. He's back.
He's got 10.
I can sleep tonight, Tom. Thank you.
103-70. Kobe Brea with all 10 of his points in this half. Minute 50 to play. Edwards dribbles over to his right. Tried to hit Hamilton on the backdoor cut.
That's
good defense by Brea.
Court.
And then a backcourt violation as Edwards turned and threw it past Brown, and it bounced into backcourt for a turnover. But it started with a defense of Brea denying the backdoor cut.
I tell you, I mean, Kobe's been excellent defensively tonight.
You're right. Trent Noah, Colin Chandler, Ansley Almanor, Travis Perry, Kerr Creasa, 5 new players on the floor for Kentucky.
Well, I tell you, it's been a great game. Just one of those games you just tough it out, man.
Perry out deep on the right side. And here's a whistle away from the ball. And it's a foul on Hamilton. Holding Creasa. His 4th. Creasa will go to the line.
Tom, that play has worked so well. I mean, whether it's Jackson Robinson, Kerr Creasa that time, they start down in the deep corner, and Kentucky runs a series of 2 screens.
Free throw, good.
And that corner player curls around those screens into the paint. Now, Creasa didn't get there that time because he got grabbed before, but that's been an excellent play for Kentucky in this game tonight.
Kerr Creasa hits it. 4 of 4 at the line, 6 of 6 on the season. 105-70. Left wing, it's Lane for Georgia State.
Push.
Drives along the baseline, and a foul on Chandler for a bump. And this will put Lane on the line for Georgia State. Well, Amari Williams, the guy who keyed this second half surge for Kentucky, and in this particular play, Marty Williams, being from Nottingham, England, the sheriff of Nottingham, is a good guy.
I like him.
Lane's free throw, good.
Just a great job of taking what the defense gave him. He was matched up a lot tonight with a smaller player, and he was just being big.
Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Chandler. Outlet to Creasa. Minute 25 to play. 105-71 Kentucky. Creasa out deep on the right. Pass to Almanor. Back to Creasa. Slides left. Shoots a 3. In and out. Archer rebounds for Georgia State. Brown brings it down the left side. Looking to feed it into Edwards, but he can't, so Hamilton comes out to get it. Hamilton pressured by Creasa, gives it back to Brown. 1 minute to play.
1 minute.
Brown, right wing, off a pick, open, missed the 3. Edwards rebounds, left of the lane, jump hook, good.
Basket by Edwards.
18 for
He's
Edwards.
not backing down.
105-73, 50 seconds to play. Creasa down the left sideline. Pull up three. No good. Rebounded by Edwards. Edwards comes into front court. 38 seconds to play.
He likes
Top
that
of the
shot.
key three. Good
he
for
likes
Edwards.
that shot.
21 for Edwards. 17 in this half.
I don't know why you're backing off of him. He's proven that he makes them.
Reset. Top of the key three. Air ball. He thought he got fouled. Got him off a pick from Almanor.
Creasa, he's getting his season's worth of threes up right now.
It's like him going to the practice range and just like, the game's out of hand. I can work on my threes. 20 seconds to play. Shot clock's off. Brown pressured out front by Creasa. Brown just dribbling around. Looks like Georgia State's going to dribble out the final seconds. And Kentucky is going to move to 7-0 on the season. A game that got a little tight early in the second half, but it finishes with another Kentucky blowout win. 105-76 over Georgia State. We'll be right back on the UK Sports Network.
Hey, this is Chris Doring. Did you know SiriusXM has a channel dedicated to nothing but the SEC? It's SiriusXM SEC Radio. Just head to the SiriusXM app and search SEC.
In blue on the back of those black jersey tops. So it's black jersey tops and black shorts, and they have blue numerals, blue lettering, red numerals, and light blue and red trim. The players' names are spelled out in light blue block print capital lettering on the back of those black jerseys. Longhorns in their traditional home attire, they have the white jersey top, the white shorts, Texas emblazoned in burnt orange block print capital lettering across the front with the burnt orange numeral beneath it. The player's name spelled out in burnt orange block print capital lettering on the back of those white jerseys, and a large burnt orange numeral gracing the back of the home white jersey tops, white shorts, burnt orange numerals, lettering, and trim. The Longhorns will move from our left to our right here in this first half as you picture it in your mind's eye across your radio dial, and Delaware State will move from our right to our left. Caden Shedrick for Texas, Austin Andrews for Delaware State to jump it. We're happy you joined us, and we're underway in this holiday weekend as the Longhorns control the tip, and Delaware State right now shows zone right out of the gate, that 3-2 that Rodney was talking about in the pregame. So Pope with a bounce pass to the right elbow as he works at Arthur Kaluma. And Kaluma drives into the paint on Newton. In some trouble now. Got rid of it. Back to Trey Johnson. He lofts with a right-handed score.
Good patience. Really, Texas has done a good job, Craig, up to this point, attacking zones. And they did a good job right there.
Longhorns jump to a 2-0 lead. Hornets first possession. Robinson has it on the left side. He's guarded in the man-to-man for Texas by Kendall Weaver. Now outside, Newton spins in the paint. He skidded to a stop, and that's a travel to go back over to Texas.
Well, they ISO'd that time. The other guys were spread out, and they really ISO'd at the free throw line. I think you're going to see a lot of that mid-range ISO.
Longhorns with the ball up 2-0, opening minute of action. And Jordan Pope will bring it into the front court. We'll see a lot of different looks. It's a 1-3-1 look for Delaware State, but right in the middle, they go into Caden Shedrick, who's fouled, going up. And so Shedrick will go to the line. The foul was on Austin Andrews, the first foul of the ball game, and that'll send Shedrick to the line for 2 free throws.
Great job. Didn't hesitate. Just really attacked, really, before the zone could get set.
So here's Shedrick. Caden so far has hit 72% of his free throws. He has hit 18 out of 25. First one for Caden is good. Good crowd, many still filing in here with this later tip-off than usual for the SEC Network telecast tonight. Here's the second free throw for Shedrick. It's good. Caden parks both, and the Longhorns lead 4-0. On the dribble is Robert Smith. He'll bring it in the front court, guarded by his opposite number 0, Jordan Pope. Bounce pass up top to the right side of Austin Andrews. Bounce